in favor of Team the Otter One and who is in favor of Team Zaryab. If you don't know either, pick one and go hard cheering for them in the chat because deathmatch players are awesome. They need your support. Everyone's been practicing super hard for this tournament, and least we can do is give them all the hype they deserve. Okay, we got Capture 8. Capture 8 just trying to work. As you can see, that just failed. Yes, yes, yes. Capture age. Are we working? All right. So I've adjusted the mic since I've adjusted, you know, this. So let me know if you can actually hear the game sound. Spectate. So I think right now, currently just waiting for the game to start. So we have an Otter fan in the chat. Okay, do we have any Team Zaryab fans? Let's hear it. For colors, visually it's like warm colors versus cold colors. So we got the blue, the teal, the green versus the pinkish purple, the yellow, and the red. So visually, that's what we're looking for. Warm versus cold. So whether you're, a fan of warm colors, cold colors, I want to see you guys cheering. We have Gurjaras. So when we talked about new civ, that's a new civ for me. But I do know that they probably have camels. We have Khmer, Mongols, Burgundians, Bulgarians, and Cumans. So we really want to keep an eye on the Cumans, see what kind of rush they're doing, and then I will make sure that we're actually in capture age before this goes down. So who is ready? Spectate. All right. This is I think once the game literally starts, then it'll pop into capture age overlay. So fingers crossed that works. So once Spaden loads in, we're good to go. And this is on Sacred Springs. You're gonna steal some cabbages? He's plotting. He's plotting revenge right now. I don't know if this is like a me thing, but when I did test the capture age to like a overlay earlier, it took me a really long time to load in. But it might just be a me thing. All right. Let's get capture age in. All right. Whoa, I am zoomed in. Okay, 1 second. I have to pause it because for some reason it's deciding it just doesn't want to. Yeah, here it is. We have capture age. All right. So, really cool map here. Okay, wow, this is pretty fast. This is on 8x speed. All right. So right off the bat, we are looking, like we said, the warm colors versus the cold colors. So there already is some action against the scouts. So we want to see who has remaining villagers to complete their builds. And then, of course, the Cumin is who we really want to have the eyes on. They are sending these Step Lancers really, really good off the bat if you're Cumins to go against your enemies. So we have Grippin making a move on Shikso, who is making this castle. And, of course, as the Burgundians, who can tell me what the unique unit is that comes out of the castle? We have some elephants coming out of Sekiro, who is making their way on over to assist Otter with the push versus Teal. So Otter and Sekiro are making a move against Teal, where Teal, I am currently trying to find the villager count. Where is that villager count? All right, they have 6, and they got them all on this creep host here, hoping to get one saving grace to save their units and get some arrows coming out of that building. But we have these elite battle elephants rolling in. Ooh, okay, so let's take a look over here to see this push. So it's really similar, except Shikso was able to get up their castle, which is really helping and protecting their initial build here. All right, so what do we think so far? It looks like the score, when compared, we got Team Otter one with a slight edge. Hey, defense, how's it going? This is a really good position here if Griffin is able to keep it. So they're putting a castle here that gives them really, really good control of this hill and this gold, which they would be denying from Spaden. So Spaden's TC is down. They do not have any villagers. They will not, from what I can see, I'm just a lovely caster. They do not have any villagers left to rebuild their dynasty. No? Yes? Is that how that works? Yeah. They have 3 villagers. Is that enough to rebuild the dynasty? Yep, they're rebuilding back here. Let's see if Spaden can pull through. The defense, how's your day going? All right, we have the Otter one here who is making a move with the camels. The Gurjara camels, as I thought. And this does seem like it is going to be in favor of Team the Otter one. But maybe there are some tricks that Team Zaryab has up their sleeve. A slow roll into pushing against Shikso here. That seems to be Zaryab's plan. This is a really essential hill, loaded with castles and protection, so it would be really hard to push back. Can you guys hear the game volume, or is that just not happening? So I really do think this map is interesting. Obviously, I don't have small trees here. These are pretty large trees. But gold is scattered around the entirety of this forest, and this is a lot of lucrative trees that can be used if this were to go to a long game. But Sekiro is really going in here with these elephants. Is there any siege to back it up? We do have the bombard cannons, which, as a deathmatch player, I do love spamming those. And we do have the Otter One's team is victorious. All right, so who do I think is going to have it in game 2? We have Nuvis. What is going on, Nuvis? I know, I feel like we're in the Twilight Zone here. So I'm just gonna try to figure out how to update the score, which I think you can do on the back end in Capture Age. Return to the map. GG's all around. What did we think of that game? We had the Otter with a really stellar military. Sekiro, great work all around as a team member. Oh, Eisen, yeah, no problem. Thank you for dealing with my my antics. I'm doing okay. You know, 2 people who have casted a ton of my games were playing in this series, and I thought, why not cast their games after, you know, everything they've done for me. So the Otter one especially, and Tom Snuffles is on Zaryab's team. So, yeah, that was a pretty good game. People were doing the best they could. And hopefully we'll see this go all the way to game 5. So let's go to the main menu, find that spectate, and then hopefully we can figure out how to update the score. So there definitely is a setting, like I know it exists, but if not, we'll just have to remember it's Otter 1, Zaryab 0. So it's unranked. They're probably setting up the lobby now, and who are they going to be putting in? All right, so looking like, are we playing again on Sacred Springs? No, I'm sure they'll be changing that. I know there used to be a way in Capture Age to like put it in tournament mode, and then you would like update the dots at the top to change the score, but I'm not seeing that. I guess I just have to become a bit more familiar with it. Alright, we're just waiting for the final player on the other team. The snowstorm. I'm gonna have to find that button. I remember I would put the snowstorm on and then I'd just forget it's on, and then it was just there for 5 hours. I literally have the snowstorm for my intro. It's there. I think it's something I got from Stream Elements, but I literally can't remember. All right, we have everyone that is playing in the lobby. We are but bystanders. And then soon they'll be choosing their map. And of course, we are not privy to the Civ information, so I'm in the dark just like you guys. One of my favorite streamers, I'm coming, a deathmatch streamer, he has a redemption where he acts like a cat, and I remember just going into his stream, and well, there was one that would like make him be really angry for no reason, or meow like a cat, and the cat one was always a fan fave. But yeah, I really do miss watching, or Ultra Coming is his name on Twitch. And unprompted, he added that as a redemption. No one told him to do it. Just suddenly there was the option to. It's called I'm Cat. All right, so going into Team 2 from, a team perspective. If you've lost game 1, this is really where you're coming in for revenge. Maybe you were saving your best civs for that second game because you wanted to give your enemy a false sense of confidence. This is where Crazy Joe, this is his analysis that I would always love to listen to. Get in the head of your enemy. What's going on, Tom Snuffles? How are you? You're innocent? No, you you plant these ideas. You make us bloodthirsty deathmatch players. Alright, we're just waiting for this game to start, and then we're on our way. A Cup of Joe. That'd be a fun username for a Joe. Yes, I mean, Tom, you're playing in this series, right? I mean, I was told it wasn't Otter that was starting promptly. It was someone else. But I was actually watching videos of otters this morning. There was this, I don't know, maybe it was a zookeeper, and he was washing this otter in a bath. It was like an elderly otter, and it was really cute and sweet. All right, so we got game 2. It is going to be on Runestone. So as we talked about, Runestones, it's Arabia but better. It's action packed. There's going to be fast civs that are chosen. So really, really, really looking forward to this. Hey, what's going on, T West? How are you doing? I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things here and cast some deathmatch of some of my favorite people. And it's not letting me. It said the lobby is invalid. Did their game not start yet? Hmm. Alright, I'm gonna try again. I remember Lumi was so mad and he was like, "You piece of ass." It's like, no, Lumi, you're complimenting them. You're making them stronger. Alright, it just deleted off the spectate games, which maybe they're rehosting? Was there like an issue with the lobby? I got faked out here. But yeah, now Loom just says it to mess with us because, you know, he knows we think it's funny. He is apparently making a return to Age of Empires on his secondary channel, which it feels like it's, you know, what was that, 2021 again? In our peak of streaming Age of Empires? Not your peaks, my peak, because that's when I retired. Yeah, in between all of his DJing. But honestly, it's really cool to see how vibrant the deathmatch community is right now, especially with Carry Me or Die. There's tons of players in this tournament. And Otter, Tom Snuffles, have been doing a really awesome job covering all these games. And luckily, time zones, this worked out pretty well for me, because I had no intentions on going outside today. Players and lions, yeah. I mean, all I'm saying is that the hyena can take down a lion. I don't know if we have any hyenas though. I mean, so can a porcupine. I heard that, but I don't know if there's any validity to it. But I think that being a prickly animal gives you many advantages. All right, take two. Team Otter versus Team Zaryab on Runestones. Just remember everything I said about this being really fast and furious. Get enough cabbages and a lion can do nothing. That's what I'm saying. There's many things that can take down a lion, and it could be as simple as another lion. All right, so we have warm versus cool. We got two Ins, Lithuanians, and Celts, so expect to see some fast paladins perhaps, but Team Zaryab is thinking, maybe we go some camel, maybe we go some elephant, and really fast Huns. So we gotta make sure we have eyes on Zaryab at the get-go to see who he's against in the positioning and what happens. We do have some good siege civs on Otter's team, so interested to see where the Celts does start. Shixo's new to streaming. Yeah, I'm just getting my bearings, and I'm just appreciative that you guys are down to watch me stream this, even though I've been out of the game. So it's been really fun. So this should pop into Capture Age, and we'll be on our way. It's like we never left. Okay, loading into Capture Age. Why does it start at 8x? What is going on? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I gotta think on my feet here. All right, so we wanted to see where Zaryab is. So honestly, I'm just gonna pause it because that was way too fast of a start in Capture Age. What are you doing? So we have a really strong Hun start build. Look at these beautiful lines here with Zaryab. That's the team captain. That is great stuff to see. So we have the Hun build against Otter, who is Teutons. So can Otter survive that initial Hun rush? Will there be market action? So Gripen off the bat, sending elephants right over to Zaryab to help with whatever Otter's got up his sleeve. Yeah, Capture Age go burr. Wait, did Capture Age just not share? That's so fun. It didn't. I'm pausing. Okay, that's cool. Here it is. All right. We're in Capture Age now. It's Capture Age world. So on the Lithuanian player, of course, relics are going to be a big deal, but we see a market where there will be market action, maybe a lot of paladin push to help the Otter one here versus the Huns, versus the elephants. But we have some sneaky action here from Spaden, who is playing as the Saracens. So camels, he's the only player that has camels, I believe, which can be a really big game changer when the compositions are so paladin heavy here. So some sneaky Spaden units in the back, anticipating that market, you know, for the eventual trade. You do want to make sure you set up a good economy. So we have an elephant army that is teaming up with Zaryab here. So all in all, oh, this is cool. It's showing the ranges of the buildings. This is not something that I don't know if I can turn off, but hopefully you guys don't mind. So when it comes to villager count, 28 versus 35, so we got Zaryab's team is working on that eco. Hey Kronos, how's it going? This is really a beautiful build. This is something you dream of doing yourself. And that's where the Huns can really shine early on. You have the Cav Archer composition here. You have the big elephant. I don't know what I was going to say. Just really lots of HP here that Otter's going to have to defend against. And they're going in for the kill, but do they have the siege to do it? That's something that hopefully they'll integrate soon, is getting some trebs in here, siege rams to do that final push. And then, of course, Sekiro is sending everything they've got on over to Otter to help stop this push, but these elephants just have so much HP, and Otter is trying to combat these Cav Archers with some onagers on his own. So good siege onagers. Everyone is flooding their units towards their ally to help. And actually, this is one fight that has not happened yet. It's a will they, won't they. We have some fun onager micro between Spaden and Shikso. So while these two are at bay, we have honestly, a frenzy going on here. A 2 versus 2. So this is something that if Otter can protect against this, this will be epic. Currently has 14 villagers. How do we even cast this? Chaotically, Nuvis. We cast it extremely chaotically. Okay, going in for the eco harm. So Spaden with the camels, very calculated work from them. They decided at the get-go they were going to use camels as their secret weapon to attack Shikso's economy and be relentless. So because of this, Shikso has dropped in villager count. And we have this push here that is starting to seem unstoppable when you compare the 301 military units compared to 104 on Otter's team. So the amount of gold units, 36,000 in gold versus 14,000. All these fun little Capture Age things that we get to see. So really cool. We love to see this type of action in a game too, where the team that lost in the first game, they clap back. So Otter defeated. This is game 2. And honestly, for the Capture Age fans here, I know there was a way to update if this was like a tournament. So I don't see the option to make it like a 1 versus 2 or whatever. The score is currently 1-1. And this was a really, really fun game to watch. Oh, I can see their APM if I have Capture Age Pro. But this is where the team game really comes into play. Like, it's a team tournament. You're working with your teams. You're gelling with the civs. And you're being diabolical. 2v1. So that was really, really cool for Zaryab's team. Press escape. Okay, I pressed escape. And then where do I go from there? Can you see what I see? No, you can't. Yeah, you can see this. And then casting. Enable scoreboard. Okay. So now I can do it. Thank you so much. So we got Otter takes game 1, and then Zaryab's team takes game 2. Wow. Do we have ourselves a game 5 series? We'll see. So I'm just gonna pop in. And look at the next game. Turn to main menu. So now we have ourselves a tied series, okay? So this is where the drama is gonna get real. We have Golden Stream as our next map. And this is where it's like bog shallows. Is it bog shallows in the middle so you can kind of build on it? I've actually never played on this map. Oh, am I? I'm literally just sharing nothing. All right, that's cool. So who do we think is going to be taking game 3? Who's got the stamina, the yearning, the lust for victory? I don't know. Crazy Joe, give me some buzzwords. Seems like we're going to have the exact same players. We are not switching it up. I was hoping we'd see the Snuffles. Golden Stream. I've never done that one. If Tom gets a rusty sword, he will kill all. Is that a promise? All right, so check 1, 2. Could you guys even hear the game audio during the match? And then has my mic audio seemed like it's gotten a little better? I did spend like 2 hours before this redoing like all my stuff, my pictures. I guess I've deleted over time. I made this little makeshift thing you see here. They won't field you. Tom, you're their secret weapon. If they unleash you, it's literally game over. All right, we got Golden Stream. Hydrate. Are you guys hydrated? I am downloading this custom file to get into this match, and then we are going to capture age it up for a game 3. So, ooh, Italians, Goths, and Vikings versus Armenians. Hang on, I have to switch this before I forget. And we're going to pause it. Oh, wait, capture age. It said a mismatch between com player error. Okay, is there any way to make it not start on 8 times speed? I know that deathmatch players like to be fast, but that is fast. I don't know about that. Hydrating with coffee. Isn't it like 1 p.m.? Well, actually, no. Yes, 2 p.m. for you. So I just wanted to take a good look at the map. So it is a little bit buildable. It's got that buildable bogland, gold in the middle. So if you know me, I love chaos. I think we are all here because we also love chaos too. So let's get into it. Let's see what strats Team Zaryab and the Otter one have up their sleeves. So right off the bat, Sekiro is sending their scout directly across the map to Griffin. And the Otter one's building is under attack by Zaryab's scout. You see that micro there? So Otter is actually going for a strategy. You guys can hopefully help me with what are the Armenians good at? I see the castle unit, so that must be a good thing, coupled with some siege. So we have Spade in here who's trying to ward off the pestering Shikso scout with this pikeman. And the rush has started. The condottiere rush has started across the way versus... Ooh, actually... Is that condottiere versus condottiere? Okay, Armenians are good at demos. The end. I love that story. So Kondo versus Kondo here. Who will prevail? That's just the content we love to see here. Right over here we have, condos. If you have Italians on your team and you know where your team is going to be positioned because they will be on these little outcrop things, why not go for something fast? Something that you know is tried and true. And this is brutal here. The military count of Zaryab's team at 118 versus 50 units. We do have Griffin here with the Vikings claiming that water just in case they need to. Hybrid maps are really hard. They're really, really hard because you need to think, well, would I survive if I needed to go to the late game and I needed to control water? At that point, it's too late. But this is an insane rush coming from the condottieros of Zaryab's team. Otter's villager count down to 4. So Otter's going to have to run on out of here, skedaddle, and find somewhere else to live. Hopefully get on over to Sekiro's base with some villagers. But oh wait, hang on. I thought I just heard a demo. All right, whoa. Okay, we have a push on the water here, which is a treat for deathmatch players. We really don't see water battles like this. Okay, so we have these heavy demos that are just chilling behind here, waiting to be unleashed upon these Viking longships. I almost don't want to turn away, but I also want to see some demo action here. They're waiting for these units to come anywhere close to the water so they can just use that demo detonate. But yeah, looking at just them being one shot across the water, I think it's looking in favor. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because if you're going off of sheer military counts, these are obviously including the water too. I really think this could be anyone's game right now. It was such a strong start, but if Otter can get back into this, which, Otter has 3 vills, but anything can happen if you have villagers left in the game. We saw what we all saw, right? We saw the start, but having that water control allows Sekiro to now take the center. This is so much gold that they are now going to be able to add. And the military numbers they're getting up there. So this is where it's really, really tough to then continue spamming condos if someone else is controlling the water. Oh, okay. This is just something you'd love to see in real life, right? Just 5 people taking down a boat. All right, so now we have the Genoese crossbowmen that are going head to head here because we have two Italian teams, and Griffin is joining the fight with these champions. Will they be the champions that take everything? So they will deny this castle, they will deny this TC, but is there siege that Team Zaryab has? Yes, the trebuchets are in waiting here. They are ready to unleash upon these buildings on Shikso's base. And Otter is continuing to rebuild. That is one thing about deathmatch players, is they do not give up. If you have resources and a market, anything is possible. So currently we do have Zaryab that is taking a swing at Sekiro's amazing military. There are 23 Luchans here. This is a new unit for me. I haven't seen these before. And they're gonna have to do some micro, because with this bogland, this hybrid land here, people can literally walk on this to destroy boats. And as you can see, they're doing severe damage here to the boats. Those condottiers, or sorry, not condottiers, were those huskarls? I gotta zoom in a little bit. I lied. That's an elite huskarl there, and wow, with that push there, those boats are gone. So what is Otter's team going to say as a response? Not that the water is being won by Zaryab's team with the galleons and the huskarls. I have never seen something like that. There were so many boats there, and now it's anyone's game. Look how close the score is here. We have 11,000, 10,000 of the averages, and it's really dependent on whether Otter can build up. If Otter can build up, it's still anyone's game. But once you lose the water, as I mentioned before, it's really tough to be able to have any control of what's going on. So I'd say maybe once this middle is taken over, it's GG in favor of Zaryab's team. And Warpath, yeah, it looks like GG. You know, and once you start taking your opponent's resources like this and, you know, start building in their base, obviously that's a very large advantage, because that's gold and stone and wood that they would not have. So the chaos is ensuing. The middle is being won back by Zaryab's team. And these Viking longboats are making... Oh, the demo! Okay, we got a big demo there. Green's Island is starting to look tiny. They have so much room over here, too. But it's the... honestly, it seems like they've got 3/4 of the map here. And Otter's team is really being pushed into this pie piece. So we got some markets going up. So presumably, this should be an okay, you know... Oh gosh, no, they're not trading with the enemy. I'm like, this is great trade. No, they're trading over here. So the middle is now being claimed by Cold Color team, and this is scary. I don't see how they hold here either, but a lot of docks are here. Sekiro has something up their sleeve. I mean, the Chinese... Tom Snuffles says they are broken, but is it what is needed to bring Otter's team back into the mix? Because the score, you guys see it, the score is flipping here and there and everywhere. You look at military count, of course it's in favor of Zaryab, but just a couple demos here can really change the game. Okay, this is the battle we really want to look at. The demos, like I said, all those champs gone. Can they take out these galleons? We have elite cannon galleons. I know you RMers, maybe you don't see those often in your games, but we see them here, and we love an elite cannon galleon. Do we have more demos on the way? Heck yeah, we do. Will they be able to get to the boats? Yep. Come on, little demo. Longboats still are OP, of course, of course. Ooh, okay, so those Huskarls were coming in, trying to make some magic. This was a fantastic job microing by Sekiro. And we got the GG. Zaryab's team is victorious. All right, so now it is 2-1. I'm I'm really thrilled at how close these games have been, and I can't wait to see what the next game brings us. Obviously, when you look at this, Otter really struggled off the start. Sorry, I'm trying to show it, but things keep appearing in the way. Otter's team really struggled off the start, and Zaryab's team, with the combination of those Huskarls and those boats, they really, really prevailed on the hybrid map. And despite Otter's team's work, Sekiro's wonderful navy, yeah, really, really great work for Team Zaryab, and of course Otter's team for putting on a heck of a response. So we have ourselves a series, and to think that no one was going to cast this. We were going to be deprived of these games. So this is my plea to you guys. If you love deathmatch and you are a streamer, even if you have mediocre game knowledge like me, I'm a noob. The deathmatch community is really nice and welcoming. People are definitely happy to, lend some pointers. I was messaging Otter and Andy before streaming. I'm like, help! I don't know what to do with these new civs. And they're like, just, and Warpath message as well. They're like, just have fun. No one's really expecting you to know everything. But we got the trade. Were people trading? They were trading on land, right? They weren't trading with the docks. Yeah, Nuvis. So this is actually the tail end of this tournament. Carry Me or Die has been going on for a couple months, and the Otter one, who is purple, and Tom Snuffles is in the chat. They've been the main streamers for this, but because they're in the game, they aren't able to stream it. So if anyone is like on the cusp of wanting to stream, not wanting to stream, this is your moment. All right. I mean, Ponyboy, Legion of Loom, those are people I'd love to see stream this. All right, so we are in for a game 4. On Kawasan. All right, predictions here. Is Otter's team going to tie it up on Kawasan, or are we going to see a runaway here? Let's hear some predictions. I'm just making sure I'm sharing the correct things. We are good. Oh, Lucky Carms. Okay, they've casted a bunch too. That's awesome. Okay, I'll definitely have to check them out. So there are 3 streamers that have been covering all of these games. And as we know, in Age of Empires, usually games are at weird hours. So you gotta give the casters even more credit for casting something that is probably out of their normal waking time. Rusty sword brings death to all. Is that like literally what you call Tom Snuffles now? Rusty sword? Yeah, Tom, maybe you'll take it. All your sets have been 3-1. I personally want a game 5. Zaryab takes the last game. Warpath, I want a game 5 as well, because this has been really fun to stream and I don't want it to end. All right, we got the usual suspects here in the lobby. It would be fun to get some co-cast action in on this. So, if time zones align for, any future series, it'd be fun to have a co-caster. Someone who knows the current meta. Alright, we're just spectating, refreshing. Not yet. Okay, I think it might have started. Did it? All right, Kawasan 3v3. Will Zaryab's team take it? Will Otter's team tie it up? There is only one place to find this out, one way to find this out. Let's load it up, agree to downloading the content that we need, and get the game on, where hopefully it won't start in like 8x time again. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, we have 1 minute, 15 seconds. Otter's team, we have Spanish, Franks, and Britons. So really, really classic civs on Otter's team. The tried and true civs. On Team Zaryab, we have Franks, Gurjaras, and Portuguese. So honestly, based on civs, what are you guys thinking? Livingston, you love Spanish? I think Spanish is really fun too. Britons, I'm always really interested because when the game starts so fast, you really have to decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to clump? Am I going to get all those longbowmen ready at the defense? Or are they going to do some other strat? You know, of course, they're probably going to be the pocket based on the color. But Portuguese, I mean, once you get to critical mass of the organ guns, then it's anyone's game. But we'll soon find out in 10 seconds. I think that really strong civs, and you know, with there always one being, they have camels, right? The Kurjaras. Anything can happen. Capture age is loading up, and we will be on our way. All right, loading on up. Hang on. Where'd it go? All right, so game 4, Zaryab versus the Otter Ones team. So this is a very important game where anything can happen. If Gujaras rushes Spanish and denies water, they could win. Yeah, I'm really hopeful for Otter's teams with these classic civs, but Portuguese throws a wrench in the plan. So let's start this off. From Gripen, we have the Franks, so we're going to be seeing some stables. Some, of course, Scout Micro on the way. We have Shikso walling himself in to deny these scouts. Am I streaming The Sims after this? Can you imagine? I did love streaming The Sims, I gotta admit that. The game is currently paused, but I don't know if there's an issue that needed to be sorted, or did I pause this? No, I didn't pause it. So was there some sort of issue with the civs, or honestly, can I be real about my Sims? So I actually had auto aging left on, which means that my Sims continued to age as I played other families. So the Sims family that I played on stream is dead. Toulon, Brianna, all those people, they are gone. Which was such a disappointment to find out. And I was like, you know, it would be fun to revive that. Just kidding. Probably not. Okay, so the pausing is over. The action is starting. Right back into it with the Scout Micro. Spaden is ready with the Halb. But can this Scout pick off a Vill or two? Nope. We have some early fighting here coming on in from Gripen. Just the Paladin streaming in towards Otter. Can Otter defend this? I mean, I think it certainly is possible. But this camel sure is annoying. And the villager survives. All right, so we have Otter coming on in, taking advantage of the water because you do not want to lose your pond. It's very important. But unfortunately, this villager may die to the camels unless, no, the villager gets away. The villager gets away. Perfect. You know, Livingston, I love convincing people to come back to AoE. That's my favorite. So right now we have Otter, who we really are hoping hangs on here so we can get ourselves to a game 5. But just looking at these units streaming across the map, the camels combined with the paladins on Zaryab's team is deadly. But looking at villager count, I mean, it is neck and neck here. Otter's team actually has more military units, and if they pick the battle right, they can push right back. Honestly, Sekiro's base is massive. Can we talk about this? The extension of space here? We've got some early water action, so paying off docks, right to the docks, building these units, and the fast fire ships might be able to clean up these galleons, but having bombard cannons here are pests when it comes to the water fight here, because it doesn't matter what happens when you have 5 bombard cannons here ready to destroy any ship that you have. This is a crucial fight in the south here. We have the Otter one that is taking on these elite elephant archers, and once they get to a large mass, it is so difficult to take it down. But as Otter is planning, let's get all the helps in that we possibly can, and maybe with the right timing, can take them down. So military is so even right here. Economy is so even. We cannot have a closer fight between these teams than we do right now. Demos. Okay. I liked the idea of that because if Zaryab does not pay attention to these elephants right here and these demos make a move, that could take down a lot of them. But it seems like, unfortunately, these archers are taking down these boats before they can do any action. Ah! The thought was there, though. I appreciate that. So we have a really big fight coming in here. We're going all in. Otter's team versus Zaryab's elephant archers, backed by Grippen's paladins in the south. So these trees could actually help in Otter's team's favor here in this fight, because not everyone is currently fighting. So I'm very, very interested in seeing how this pans out, because now we have all 3 teammates together fighting against these elephant archers. But it seems like there's, a wall of horses here backed by an onager. Now let's look on over here to see what Zaryab's team is cooking up versus Shikso. So this is where we have some really cool play here. It is so difficult to fight against elite longbowmen with their range, especially when you are making infantry. A fantastic micro there from Shikso with those onagers. So if these longbowmen can pick off those bombard cannons, that is such a loss of gold for Zaryab's team. So what do we think? With combination of the onager here, who will win this fight? The longbowmen or a crap ton of organ guns? I personally am not sure. But it seems like cannonball versus human is not looking too hot. So now we have throwing axemen here that are cleaning up. Wow, okay, so a lot of elite elephant archers were just flattened here. Otter's team is making a huge comeback in the south, but it's going to be very important for Shikso to keep Spaden at bay here. So just holding could be enough. With the right siege, destroy the source of the elephant archers. So what I really love here is Otter's elite cannon galleon. Does he know that this castle is here, and would he be able to attack the castle while staying clear of the elite elephant archer range? Very, very important question. But in the north, we have a push by the Portuguese. And this is scary here because when you're looking at the defense, there's not many archers left, but Sekiro is here. Sekiro is here to help, and with the right positioning of the paladins in combination with these elite Longbowmen. Anything can happen. Okay, so these bombard cannons are going down. That's wonderful if you're on the Otter team. And these Paladin with these Longbowmen are going to clean up these Organ men. Organ gun people. So Otter's team is feeling confident in their placement. And now they're putting up their markets. If you're Zaryab's team, what is your next move here? Yeah, exactly. Really great job by Spaden to push that back. And now the next thing they need is to push with Siege. But just getting that army out of there, Otter's team now is winning in terms of army count. Oh, this is my favorite. So if you guys know MGX, he is famous for building like 15 trebuchets. We call him Treb GX for that. So this is a Treb GX moment. All these trebuchets here, unguarded. So it seems these paladins are just going to go to town, destroying all the siege that Griffin was going to attack with. Must I say, Sekiro's paladins have taken out almost all of the siege that Zaryab's team was planning to use. So really, really sneaky. He's been jumping on these moments, and we are here for the content. Will these paladins clean it up? I mean, hey, they just made 8 go to 1, and that's a massive loss of gold. All right, we have another raiding attempt coming in by the Otter one with these helps. Of course, when you're trying to one-up your opponent, you're thinking, how can I gain an edge here? And sometimes it is just getting your opponent distracted, looking at somewhere else on the map, looking at the gold. How can I get them off gold? And honestly, when it comes to the gold value, very even on both sides. 15,000 gold for their units for Zaryab's team, 17,000 for Otter. So a slow push might be what wins this game. Having the territory necessary to make that slow push is proving to be difficult. Yeah, South Jersey in the house. Classic Zaryab eco. Tell me more about this. Does that mean he has an eco or doesn't? I was doing a 1v1 the other day and someone's like, I was gonna raid your eco, and then I realized he didn't have one. I'm like, nope. All right, so we have, honestly, I love to see big castle placement here. They're trying to hold the middle. It worked in my favor, though, in that game, because I was planning on rushing. It was Huns versus Goths, and I was Goths. So the longer that game went on, I was not going to win. So I had 0 eco. Okay, so we have, like, raiding. Ooh, okay, so Spaden is like, I mean, if you're not going to mine this gold, I might as well. So these 3 organ guns are going to cause a nuisance. They're going to be a nuisance to Shikso's economy here. So if you're Shikso, you're thinking, I might as well send a couple units up there. But of course, when you're a deathmatch player, there's so much going on at once. You're looking in every which way. You're just trying to survive. So who is going to maintain the center, and is it going to be taken back? This is a very big moment. We have Spaden asking for wood. So with that wood, what is Spaden planning on doing? Well, I think this is the answer to the center. So Shikso, calculated movements here. These awesome paladins, Sekiro's paladins, MVP, honestly. Can these trebs take down these castles? And sometimes in deathmatch, you know, technically these castles, they're not guarding any resources, but sometimes having the hill is just truly just the advantage that you want, and having that positioning over the map. A really good home base to, you know, build your military units and have just a closer walk for your army to go to the other side. So we have a push in the south here where it's seeming like these elephant archers are standing proud. And Otter is waiting for the demo moment, which is something that we love to see because Otter's got the sneaky water here. These cannon galleons are making major moves if you are Otter's team and you're destroying Zaryab's castles, obviously that's less elite elephant archers that you have to deal with. So having control of that lake is very, very important. So I missed this, but now we're back to it. These paladins are doing work. These elite longbowmen with their range are doing major work. Just trying to win the center. Maybe Otter's team is thinking, is this center really worth it? Let's just go over here and fight. So we got some sneaky house walls here. The paladins are making some moves. We got our Treb GX moment here, where this is being taken back. Spaden's town is soon going to have a less protection with this castle down. The Trebs can easily clean this castle up once they see it. The bombard cannons might cause issues. Hey, MGX, yes. I'm glad you remembered it. It's a Treb GX moment. So we just need these Trebs to notice that there's a castle here because, of course, we can see everything. They can't. Okay, so another castle's going up. Unfortunately, it's going right down immediately. Get off my castle. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the first time I met him, I was yelling at him, which he's forgiven me for, and I love that. We have Sekiro that is strengthening up the protection within the base and the trade. Of course, these paladins are continuing to do work, but raiding the trade here is something that's very important. You don't want to let your team have uncontested trade. And there is just so much to look at. But unfortunately, Otter's boats are losing some ground. But just the mere presence of these boats means that Zaryab really can't build anything near this water. So really great move there. All right, cleaning the center. This is where you got to think, will cleaning the center win the game? With there not being any crucial resources, you're weighing what is the opportunity here gained by cleaning up the center. So actually, once this is cleaned up, straight into Blue's base. There's not a castle to be seen. So this is still a really strong move that if the Otter's team has the power to back this up and they continue to move on forward, this can be Otter's team's game, which is crazy considering how this started. And that we really could be going to game 5. So does Otter's team have the stamina to keep this going? What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think Otter's team with the Sekiro Paladins, the Treb GX move by Shikso, and the honestly holding in the south for Otter has been very important. Sometimes you really just need to hold and maintain the water. And then you're transferring the movement, the perspective to other places in the map. So this is a really crucial battle here. We have Shikso taking down this castle here. They're deciding to go west instead of south. There's so many unprotected villas here, but of course we have that foresight that they do not have. And at this point, waiting to see what Zaryab's team responds with. All right, we see the Otter 1 using the market. We see Sekiro sending wood, so lots of resources being hopped around as Otter's team really wants to do the final blow to tell Zaryab's team, this is our moment. You get out of here. So, wow, look at that range on the cannon galleons. You gotta love something like that. Just trebuchets chilling there, elite cannon galleons chilling there. It's like a baseball fastball. Look how fast that is. All right, and the moment is happening where Zaryab's team needs to answer if they can stop this. If not, they have to accept that we are going to a game 5. Hey, MGX, we were talking about you because there were like 10 trebuchets, and I was like, you know what? This is a Treb GX moment. Just uncontested Trebs making a move. Which, you know, it actually won the game. Did those trebuchets by Shixo not win this game? I don't know. Maybe it's too early to tell. But there's something about these Frank Paladins. It's the classic Civ combo. It has been so strong. And the trade unfortunately is doing some really weird stuff here. All right, so still these cannon galleons have been so important here in keeping Zaryab from making any move against the Otter one. And it's just 5 of them. There were more, but you know, with the massing of units down here, it's such a nuisance to deal with these. All right, so with the longbowmen here and the paladins, this should be cleaned up. Engage in the fight. All right, longbowmen are trying to find their hills so that they can do their maximum impact. Trebuchets are like, we gotta get out of here. And what's going on over here? Okay, so Spaden has some elite cannon galleons of his own. But these trebuchets here, I mean, this is so difficult when you're against bombard cannons. You know, when you have a player who's elite in microing, they can do so much damage. Ooh, the New Jersey folk. All right, guys, what do you think? Will these paladins plus longbowmen plus the MGX trebuchets be the game-winning moment? Is this where it happens? GG, and we go to a game 5. Heck yeah! All right, so that was a fantastic showing, and honestly, okay, I know some people did say we'd go to a game 5. Warpath specifically did say Zaryab in game 5. But do we have any fans for the Otter one in game 5, alright? Do we have some hype? Do we have some hype? I'm going to be right back, and then when we return, we're going to go into game 5. So put your predictions in the chat and let everyone know who you think will take it in game 5. I'm muted. So fun. I don't remember what the chat commands are either. So I'm glad that you remembered that. I'm like, is it Treb GX? Hey, Batty. Hello to you too. I mean, everyone has been on mute at some point. All right, I didn't see any predictions for who they think is going to win game 5, so let's see it right now. If you are going for Team Otter, Put an Otter in the chat. If you're going for Team Zaryab, put a Zaryab in the chat. I mean, I'm unbiased. It's anyone's game. But, you know, when you got the nerves, really, anyone can take this. You vote Team Bristland? I'm not playing. You can't vote for me. I mean, it'd be crazy. I'm like, actually, neither of you win. I win. Goodbye. All right, so it's on Outcrop. So this one is the map that kind of seemed like Acropolis, but not really. So, thoughts on Outcrop? I don't know why I said 2. This is game 5, guys. Alright, we're going in. C-Mod Outcrop. I'm downloading the content. Put me in, coach. And then we are just waiting for the game to start. So we do have Otter's team has Saracens. I love a Saracen moment. We have a Jade Arrow Gamer in the Bohemians and Shikso as Huns. So right off the bat, we're expecting a fast gameplay from Shikso. On Team Zaryab, we have the Ethiopians. Those Tibetan warriors are brutal. The Lithuanians, so we'll see some paladins, and Griffin Burmese, so we will see some elephants. Really interesting civ composition from Zaryab's team. So who are we thinking will take this? You got camels, elephants, the whole 9 yards here. Let me make sure it's properly switched over to capture age. Please work. And we're pausing. Okay. Oh, it's teaching me. It's teaching me how to use capture age. Yeah, these civs are rough. It's potentially, I don't know. There's only one way we'll find out. But TrebGX, MGX, it's great to see you too. Hopefully we can see some of your streams in the future. I mean, it'd be so cool to see Otter win this, but only one way to find out, and it's to dive right in. We have Outcrop, which, oh crap, the 8 times. Someone's got to help me figure that out. But right now we have just the classic builds going on, and will we see a really fast move by Huns? Will we see the disrespect to Captain Zaryab? Who disrespect? What? I'm not disrespecting anyone. I'm casting. I was talking about how beautiful Zaryab's builds were last 2 games. So right now the teams are just focused on protecting their villagers so they can get their, what title? Oh, sorry, it like wouldn't let me change it. But we'll deal with that later. So right now we're looking at the initial rushes to make sure that villagers are surviving so you can get your build orders in. So right now, if you are in a game 5 moment, you want to protect your villagers because they are who you need to get your buildings up, to get your production going. So right now we have the production up to 60 military units on Zaryab's team. And villager count is almost equal. So on Spaden's team, as I mentioned, the Tibetan warriors are brutal to go against. So that's currently the strategy, is getting those warriors in, coupled with siege, the siege Andrew that they have, and some halberdiers. So we currently have 1 push coming in from Zaryab with Griffin to go against Jade Arrow Gamer. Now, will Jade have a response to this? Currently being helped by the castle in their base, which of course is really great against these 1z, 2z halberdier warriors. That castle fire will take them out, but it does cause a distraction when you're trying to plan your build order. But Jade is calm, cool, and collected as Shikso is coming in to assist. We have some drama going on in the north where Griffin, it's like all of these camels are just stuck here waiting in traffic. So these camels that were sent in by the Otter one, unfortunately, are underutilized because they got stuck in the midst of all these buildings and these trees. So here we have these castles really helping out on Spaden's team to ward off any of the enemy attacks. When you're starting out, sometimes it's great to just send out 1-2 warriors to kill some vills that are making houses, because death by house is a real thing. That's one way you can really hurt your opponent, is if they can't build houses, they can't build military units, and then you get the win. So Zaryab right here claiming this hill with their heavy cav archers and picking off the helms. We have another fight here waiting to happen. We have Shikso's paladins are massing up. Now what's going to happen here is deciding what land do I need to win. There is so much siege here that is commanded forth by the Otter one. And if there's anything we love in deathmatch, it's siege. So he'll just need a couple units here to protect the units that get in to start attacking, which he's got champions, he's good. That was insane micro by the Otter one. Okay. Saracens coming on in. Saracen's one of my favorite civs to play. Mamelukes were flat in there. Ouch. So this is a very important battle here because these trebs are being used to try to kill off the Hoofnies. Now that is a semi-new civ unit to me, but it seems like it's probably just a better bombard cannon. So right here, we've really good teamwork by Jade, Arrow, and Shikso moving forth into Zaryab's base. So this is Jade Arrow's first appearance in this series, and right off the bat, they are a force unleashed. All right, so I'm very interested to see what happens in the north here. We have Otter versus Spaden battling uphill, which is always a difficult challenge. But Otter is handling it very well. Got the Hussars to handle the siege, Mamelukes here to help protect these onagers, but there are a lot of units here that can be severely flattened by Otter's units. And here, another uphill battle. See, that's why this map is cool. With Outcrop, we have drama and hills. Yes, Cloudheart, they helped me. We're unable to put the score at the top. So what you missed were 2 wins by Otter's team and 2 wins for Zaryab's team. All right, so really important battle here. Will Grippen's elephants have what it takes, coupled with Zaryab's heavy cav archers? All these Hoofnies are now left undefended. Can the heavy cav archers pick them off or not? So this is a fight that we really need to focus on, because this could decide the tide here. If they're able to push into Jade Arrow's base, this would cause a lot of trouble for Otter's team. So in the middle, or not the middle, the side middle, we have Otter's team ready to make a big move. The urge to play AoE strong, that's why I'm here. I saw Otter streaming and was like, why am I not playing? It looks so fun. So Jade Arrow is being very cautious and reflective of these Hoofnies. None are being wasted, just very careful, hanging back, let the enemy come to me. I'm not going to lose these precious gold units, and that is gameplay that is cool, calculated, can win a game, especially when you're in a game 5. This is a really tough battle here. I'm wondering if instead of battling up this hill, if Otter might just like snake out here and then build out over here. Because when you don't have the hill advantage, maybe it is smart to just, oh no, the poor onager. Maybe it is smart to just take the battle somewhere else. That was one of the first things I learned in deathmatch is if you're not winning somewhere, just go somewhere else. You know, hit them where they least expect it. Oh, this is great. Okay, so an interesting fight here. We have all these halbs as shields for these hoofnies. Now, can Zaryab's halbs pick off any of the hoofnies, or will they be able to be protected? We have the paladins that are here to help. Yeah, just regroup and go somewhere else. Exactly. That's where I'm wondering, like, is this battle here between Spaden and Otter worth it? You know, there's so many resources that are going into these deaths here. I mean, look at these siege onagers. That is a lot. All right, so this is being flared up here, where we can see that Jade Arrow is making a lot of progress with this army composition. I mean, look how quickly that castle is going down with these hoofnies. That is devastation there. All right, let's go. I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm just saying let's go, like, gamers, content. I just realized none of my notifications are working, but I did want to thank you know, people for watching and following. We got Ranger AoE, we got Oya-chan. Thank you so much for being here. And in the south, this is what Otter was afraid of happening, was losing this hill. And now Spaden is just in this basin here wondering, does Spaden have what it takes to fight up this hill? Is Otter going to start massing back here, have the onagers at the top of the hill, and reclaim the ground that Spaden has just worked so hard to maintain? So stay tuned. But here we have Zaryab's base is just being decimated by this push from the south. So Zaryab will need to rebuild, get that army going. Has a decent amount of Cav archers ready at the fight, but what do you guys think in terms of this fight? I think that this valley basin thing here has created such an interesting fight where one person's downhill, the other's uphill. Now the roles are reversed, and this could be in Otter's favor. We have Jade Arrow with all these hoofnies that are being protected. This amount of hoofnies, how many we have? 14? Yeah, 14, as AoE players know, is start the game already. So 14 hoofnies that can pretty much one-shot a castle. That's the content we crave. And then Otter and Spaden, I mean, if this were a 1v1, imagine, right? Like, so much micro and care and effort has been gone into fighting this area, and now we have Shixo's paladins to help. And this is where the tide can turn. So when it comes to resources, there is just so much to look at when it comes to Capture Age. Oh my gosh. All the resources you can look at. All the data, the kill-death ratio. So yeah, there's just always something to look at. Value of gold in their units. I mean, Spaden's got the most out of everyone. So much gold in their units. And we can see that right here with these bombard cannons, with these arbalests, with these... Who are you? Oh, Elite Shotel warriors. And yeah, there's so many places that the action is now happening. We have a raid coming in from Shixo's paladins, like we talked about. Sometimes all you need is to divert the tension. Like in Lord of the Rings, when they're trying to divert the eye, you know, Saruman somewhere else. You just got to make that eye look somewhere else, and then you can run in free. So this has serious raiding potential here with Zaryab's... Wait, Civ is he again? Lithuanians. I'd be curious to see if he's got any relics, but I cannot find that icon here. So if anyone's a Capture Age whiz, let me know how I can find the relic count. So now Spaden, the moment has come where fighting uphill has finally paid off, and boom, does Otter have an answer? Okay, I thought those were going to be flattened and I was going to get excited. All of the castles, okay, Cloudheart, I just came back too, and all the castles have been changed. They're all unique now to the civs. So Jade Arrow is doing everything they can to hold this line here, but Zaryab has got the uphill advantage here with the archers. So still, guys, it truly is anyone's game. The Otter one has trade here that Zaryab is trying to interrupt because when in doubt, guys, go for their gold. And the Otter one has more gold units, 18,000 in gold for their army composition. They do have more army, more villagers. So this is going to be a headache, though, pushing back on Otter's base. But what I didn't realize is that there's this skirm here. This skirm is so annoying. Just one annoying little skirmy guy. So this is where I think once the paladins have this surrounded, Shikso has been very smart in how they use paladins. The Otter one is defending with cav archers versus elephants. This is a brutal fight in deathmatch because they have so much health, elite battle elephants, and fighting against them with cav archers is only effective when you have a ton of them. So it seems we missed it, but Spaden was pushed back. I think it was with the assistance of these paladins and Otter holding that they were able to push back. So now what they need is Siege to push into Spaden's base. And this came out of nowhere. Jade was fighting on this side, and now Jade is fighting on this side. Can they keep these Hoofknees protected versus Zaryab's palette? No, what is that? Letties, or ladies, as Legion of Loom would always call them. So 1 or 2 siege units here, and then this is a fabulous pushback by Otter. So if you're Spaden, you're currently being very bothered by Shikso's paladins coming every which way. You see all the yellow throughout the base. This is severely hurting the economy, where the vill count is declining. Jade Arrow bounced back really nicely from the push from Zaryab's team. Keeping this trade protected is definitely very beneficial. We have these sneaky units back here, and we have Otter's team victorious, guys. Otter's team took this in game 5. So that is a 3-2. Now, this is a crucial game because what I'm told from Otter is that the winner of this game, of course, can... What did he say? They still have the chance to make the top 4. Of course, it's not guaranteed because it depends on how the Monday games go. But this was potentially a game to get into the top 4. And it was a fantastic showing by Otter's team. Zaryab's team, I'm sorry. I know it says Grippen's team up there. But Capture Rage just was not letting me change it. So just know that I respect... all team captains, but Capture Rage just was not allowing that. So what do we think? We had a game 5 as we wanted, right? This was exactly what we wanted. To have a show, have a game 5 moment, and it be really close. These teams went back and forth. And I know it's so easy for me to sit here and, you know, talk about how, you know, oh, like I have the all-knowing knowledge of what's going on. I'm not good at this game, but I sure as heck love watching it. And I love seeing my friends play really well and the Deathmatch community really show up. So, really great series. GG, Otter. Do you want to tell us about what we could expect next? For the next time Otter's team will be playing. Yeah, what was everyone's favorite moment from this series? I personally really liked the I forgot what it's called, but the map that had the hybrid, that was such a fun game when Zaryab's Huskarls were coming in with the boats. But yeah, expect a show, Jade Arrow says. I mean, this was a show. I loved watching this, and I hope that everyone here watched it as well. I know that it was definitely pretty rusty coming from me casting. But thank you for your patience, and at some point, I hope that I can fix my mic. I did want to just show the capture age stats, because in this game you can really see, you know, we were looking at the big picture, the moves that everyone was making. I didn't realize that, oh, hang on, I just have to scroll down. I was gonna say, I didn't realize that Spaden was basically dead. No, I just had to scroll. I didn't realize the massive booms that, you know, Jade and Otter and basically everyone on Otter's team had in military. So that was really crucial in fighting back. Look at this. Look at the military pop. When Spaden was booming in terms of military here. Rockin' economy for Shixo, you know, to keep those paladins going. And of course, technology is already researched. Hey, Jack and all shades, how's it going? Well, Otter dragged me out of retirement. So if you guys weren't too annoyed by my casting and my random sore voice that I woke up with this morning, then I'd love to cast some games in the future if you'll have me. I know, I have to stay unretired now. This is my coming out of coming out of my cage, and I've been doing just fine moment. You know, Mr. Brightside, you always find a moment to quote that song if you're a millennial like me. Otter is our hero for many reasons, and I think because Otter just won in a game 5, that's pretty awesome too. So, of course, when you see these players, Zaryab, Spaden, Grippin, even the Snuffs, your name always reminds me of the Sesame Street character Snuffleupagus. But honestly, the best Sesame Street character, for being honest. And if you see the Otter one, make sure you drop him a follow on Twitch. And Jade in the chat. GG's, that was an awesome series. I mean, okay, some hype for Oscar, but Snuffleupagus is like a fluffy elephant thing, so what can I say? All right. Now, this is not a goodbye for a long time. This is a, you know, we'll see each other at some point. I think it'd be really fun to cast another series and maybe get a co-caster on, someone that can add some really nice insight and isn't like, what is this Civ? I haven't played in 4 years. So yeah, just make sure you're following me on Twitch. I guess that'd be helpful, or Twitter, and I'll let you guys know next time I plan on doing the streams. It honestly, Livingston is so nice to just see everyone in the same place at the same time and catch up like no time has passed. Yeah, it's just really happy. But I do have to go rest my voice or else I will never be able to talk again. So I hope that all of you have a really good rest of your day, and Otter, thank you so much for telling me about your series so I can give it a cast. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay ruthless. Bye. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate all the support.